Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I'm your instructor, Richard Rost. Today, we make history, folks. Part 11. This is the longest Tech Help series I've done. I had to make a Part 11 icon, graphic, whatever you call it. Anyways, if you haven't watched parts 1 through 10, oh, well, you're missing out on some good stuff. So go watch those and then come on back. All right, so in the last couple lessons, we made a report to see who's missing training, right? Who is not enrolled in classes that they should be enrolled in based on their role. Who's overdue. In other words, they signed up for a class, but they haven't finished it yet. Their deadline date is passed, and they're still marked as in progress. Now we need to see who is expiring soon or has expired, right? Now this will be very similar to our overdue. So let's just modify this guy, overdue. I'm going to copy and paste that. Whoops, see, you got to copy, click, paste. It's a weird bug that recently has gotten into Access. I've noticed this a couple times. If you do copy, wait a second, and then just hit paste, for some reason the focus moves and it doesn't work right. So you got to copy it, click on it again, and then hit paste. Weird. Okay, so we're going to make this employee course status overdue. Let's see. Let's change this to expiring. And I'm going to say expiring because I want to see everybody who's going to be expiring or has already expired. We'll put them up. We'll put them both in the same query. Okay. And yes, if you want to make it two separate queries, go ahead. It's basically the same thing. All right. So here's the expiring. Let's go into here, design view. And now what we have to have in here is the status ID has to be completed, which is 2. And we don't care about the deadline date. What we care about is the expiration date, which I don't think is in this query yet, is it? Oh, we got to add it to this query. All right, save this. We'll come right back to it. We have to go to the status queue. And we have to add the expiration date in here as well. Again, it shouldn't cause any problems with the existing query because we're just adding a field from a table that's already in here. And if you check the number of records, and I did before, it should work just fine. All right, so now we got that in there. Let's go back to expiring. A lot of Access development, by the way, is jumping back and forth between different places. I do it a lot. Oh, got to go back to this query. Oh, forgot, got to add this to that table. Oh, got to go over here. So I do it in my videos because you will find yourself doing it while you're developing. I know that I do. Okay, so it's going to be 2, which is completed. All right, we don't care about the deadline date. What we want is the expiration date. Now, how far in the future do you want to look? I'm going to say a month. If their expiration date is less than today's date, we'll just go today's date plus 30 days. If you want to get exact with it, you can. If you want to say date add, today, month 1, that thing. I'm just going to say anybody who is expiring 30 days from now or earlier, because that'll also show expired people. Okay? All right, save that. And you might want to, let's see here. I don't have anybody in here. Let's mark some expired peoples. Let's go to myself. Let's say that I've got a couple things completed here. HR 102. This doesn't have an expiration date. Let's put in here it expired 11/1. So that's a little while ago. And let's say Jimmy Kirk. Let's say he completed SA 101. Let's mark that completed. And the expiration date was 11/5. And we'll do one more. Let's do Jean-Luc. And this completed. This expires, let's see, 9/1. It expired a while ago. Okay. I know the rest of the dates don't make sense, but that's not what we're looking for. Okay. So now if I open this up, there we go. There's our 3 records that are completed, but their expiration dates are 30 days in the future or less. Okay. And now it's the same thing. Let's add one more for me, just so we can get me on there twice, so our count is correct. And let's make this 8/1. And if I run it now, all right. So there's 4 records, 3 people. We'll do the same thing. We'll make an aggregate query, right? So we'll do create query design, bring in this guy, bring in employee ID, turn this thing off. Make it an aggregate query. We're going to copy this name here, right? I'm going to go rename, copy. That's my little trick. And then we go save, paste, see? If you go into rename over here, you can copy that. It'd be nice if you could just right click and copy the name, but you can't. It copies the whole query. Okay, if I run this now, there's the 3 employees. Beautiful. And now on here, design, oh, not layout view, design view. I'm going to slide these down just a little bit more. Copy this, copy, paste. We'll do, let's change this to expired or expiring soon. We'll get rid of training. It's all training. Training's kind of understood, right? And we'll do overdue, and we'll do missing. All right, that's better. All right, open this guy up. And in here now, instead of overdue, we'll change this to expiring. And let's make sure that works. There it is, expired or expiring soon. Yeah, let's move these over. Okay, and we want that button. Expiring or expired. Right click, build event, do command, open query. And let's see, is it in my history? Yep, there it is. That's that Windows thing that I mentioned in the last class. And I think I didn't give you a link to it last time. It's the Windows clipboard history. You can turn that on. It's in Windows 11. I think it's in 10. I'm not sure. Anyways, save it, close it, open it. We got our values here. Hit the button. There's your people. And you can make a report. You can do all kinds of stuff. You can make another one that shows expired. Okay, now, this is only going to show people who are marked, they're marked completed with an expiring date. What about people who are expired, right? What about people who have, like, let's say William Riker is in accounting. We query this list. Let's say he's taken AC 101, but it's expired. All right, Riker's not going to show up in that list. Right? Expiring. Okay? No. All right, how do we fix that? Well, if you look at the query, all right, we've got all the stuff in here. We got status 2 with that date, right? Now, status 4 is expired. So we can just come down here and put a 4 there. Remember, it's and across or down. Okay, so if I run this now, there's Riker, because he's got one that's expired. Okay, now, there's a question. Do you want to see the expired people forever? Right, if someone's got expired training on there, do you want to leave it on there forever? Do you want to put a date on there? You know, you might want to say, all right, if it's been a year, right, just don't show it anymore. That's up to you. I'm going to have this show all the people who have expired. Because if they're expired, that you should do something about it, right? Remove them from that role or fire them or whatever. But that's how you do that. Remember, it's and across or down. And if you're not familiar with that rule, I cover that in my Access Beginner series. I also have this tip video on it as well. So go watch this too. It's a very, very handy technique. But now when you run this, you got a total of 4 people. And, oops, I maximized it. And if you want, now here we're still seeing 3. All right, if you hit F5, that will refresh that. You could put a refresh button on here if you want to. All right, just copy one of these buttons again, copy, paste, and you can just put in here refresh or requery or whatever you want it to say. Most users don't know what requery means. So I just, even though it is a requery, it's a refresh. But refresh works fine. Refresh will refresh these calculations. Requery actually reloads the data in it, but this form doesn't really have any data as far as records go. So in here, all you really need is a me.refresh. And that will recalculate. There's also a me.recalc. There's a lot of me.stuffs. All right, so save that. And back to the main menu. You can see there, refresh. Okay, let's say that Riker fixed his problem. So we come back in here, and this is no longer expired. Let's say it's completed now. And we close it, we close it, we close it, and we refresh. That 4 should go to a 3, and we're good. Okay. All right, so that's about gonna do it, folks. That we covered everything I wanted to cover. If we look at the schema, we covered it. We didn't cover course prerequisites. I don't think that's super important, but I'll put that on the list for possible future development. Because you can see the roles and you can see what people already have when you add their courses. So we'd have to figure out exactly how we want to implement this, but it wouldn't be that hard to do. Now, I am going to cover some more stuff in another extended cut for the members. We got another bug fix or two to cover. We're also going to make it so you can prevent the user from having the same role twice. So you can't add like HR 101 twice. We're going to lock the course if it's completed so you don't accidentally change it to something else. Like, because right now this is unlocked, right? You can come in here and just change it to something else and it'll still say completed. And we're going to do something, we're going to automate switching from expiring to expired. In other words, when the database opens up, we're going to have a routine that runs that says, hey, these courses that said expiring soon, we're past that date now, we're going to mark them expired, right? And generate a list. We'll use a record set loop to do that. And you could also, if you wanted to, in that loop, send an email to someone. I'm not going to do it. I've got other videos that cover that, but I'm just saying there's lots of things you can do once you get to that point. Once again, silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut videos, all of them, not just this one. Gold members can download these completed databases from the Tech Help videos. Everybody gets free classes every month. So that's just another reason why you should become a member. Now, one more thing. I have gotten some emails from people over the course of this 11-part series for things they want to see. So if you are interested in seeing something else added to this series, to this database, let me know. Either post a comment down below, or you can post it on my website in the forum for this, or you can drop me an email if you feel like it. Some of the suggestions, bulk updates. For example, if you do classroom training and you've got 15 employees that just finished HR 101, for example, you can then just pick the employees and then hit go, and it'll mark them all as completed instead of having to open them up one at a time. That's one option. Another person asked about having a separate front end for employees. They've got an Access database right now in their network, and they want this version of the database for the HR manager, but they want the employees to be able to log on and say, hey, I completed this, and then they submit a request and it gets done. Someone else said, hey, we could put this on the web. Yeah, we could. We could upload the database to SQL Server. Definitely possible. Someone else wanted to see scheduling like classes. Now, this might be a separate database completely, but it's definitely a possibility. If you're interested in that, let me know. Of course, enforcing the prerequisites, a possibility. What other ideas do you have? If you got some, you want me to, consider them for a possible, either a future seminar or maybe a part 12, probably a part seminar. And I'll tell you why. Obviously, the reason I make these videos is because I love helping people. Of course, that's my passion, my love. But of course, I also run a business, and I've noticed that when I do these multi-part series, part 1 gets a ton of views, part 2 gets a little bit fewer views, part 3 fewer, and so on all the way down to part 11. By the time we get to part 11, we're getting like 10% of the people that watched part 1. So I don't like drawing on these multi-part series too long. I find that after probably part 3 or 4, a lot of people start falling off. It's the same thing with my regular classes, right? The beginner classes get tons of people, and then, the expert series, there's 32 classes of that, and people start to fall off through that. A lot of the times it's just because people learn enough to do what they want to do, and they stop there, right? There's far fewer people that take developer level 44 than took beginner level 3. So it's the same thing. To keep making these, I need people to watch them, and if I'm not getting enough eyeballs, I got to switch to something else, right? So that's why I'm going to get to this point. Usually part 11 is about the max. This is the last, the highest one I've done so far. And then we'll switch to a different topic. And then, so if you are interested in more of this, let me know. Say something in the comments, send me an email, post something on the website. And, if enough people are interested, I'll make more. But that's going to do it. That's going to do it for your Tech Help video for today. That's going to close this series for now. Part 11 will be the last one for now. Of course, members, we got an extended cut coming, so don't go anywhere. Hope you learned something. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time. A special thank you and shout out to our diamond sponsors. First, we have Juan Soto with Access Experts Software Solutions, manufacturing experts specializing in Access and SQL Server. Juan is a 13-time Microsoft Access MVP. You can check them out at accessexperts.com. Another shout out to Sammy Shama from Shama Consultancy. Sammy is a certified Microsoft Office specialist, and he not only offers Access application development, but he also provides one-on-one tutoring services. So if you need someone to hold your hand and help you with your Access project, Sammy is your guy. Check him out at shamaconsultancy.com. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and post any comments you may have below. I do try to read and answer all of them as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free. Click the bell icon and select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Want to learn more? Click the Show More link below the video to find additional resources and links. YouTube does a pretty good job of hiding it. It's right down there. See this part of the description here, right? The name, the video's up here. There's a little Show More down there, right down the bottom. It's kind of hard to find. But once you click on that, you'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. And YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted like they used to do. But if you'd like to get an email every time I post a new video, click on the link to join my mailing list. And you can pick how frequently to get emails from me, either as they happen, daily, weekly, or monthly. Now, if you'd like to become a paid member of my channel and receive all kinds of awesome perks, click on the Join button. You'll see a list of all the different membership levels that are available, each with its own special perks, including my extended cut videos, access to my code vault, lots of VBA source code in there, template downloads, and lots more. I'll talk more about these perks at the end of the video. Even if you don't want to commit to becoming a paid member and you'd like to help support my work, please feel free to click on the tip jar link. Your patronage is greatly appreciated and will help keep these free videos coming. I got some puppies to feed. But don't worry, no matter what, these free tech help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more, and they'll always be free. Now, if you really want to learn Access and you haven't tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access, including building forms, queries, reports, and more. It's over 4 hours long. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. I'll put a link down below you can click on. And did I mention it's completely free? The whole thing, free, 4 hours. Go watch it. And okay, a lot of you have told me that you don't have time to sit through a 4-hour course. So I do now have a quicker Microsoft Access for Beginners video that covers all the basics faster in about 30 minutes. And no, I didn't just put the video on fast forward. But I'll put a link to this down below as well. Now, if you like level 1, level 2 is just $1. That's it, $1. And that's another whole 90-minute course. Level 2 is also free for paid members of any level, including supporters. So if you're a member, go watch level 2. It's free. Okay, want to get your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my tech help page and send me your question there. Members get priority, of course. While I do try to read and respond to all of the comments posted below in the comments section, I only have time to go through them briefly a couple of times a month, and sometimes I get thousands of them. So send me your question here on the tech help page, and you'll have a better chance of getting it answered. And while you're on my website, be sure to stop by my Access forum. We've got lots of lively conversations about Microsoft Access and other topics. I have a fantastic group of moderators who help me answer questions. Shout out to Alex, Kevin, Scott, Adam, John, Dan, Juan, and everybody else who helps out on the site. I appreciate everything you do. I couldn't do it without you. Be sure to follow my blog, find me on Twitter, and of course on YouTube. Yeah, I'm on Facebook too, but I don't like Facebook. Don't get me started. Now, let's talk more about those member perks if you do decide to join as a paid member. There are different levels: Silver, Gold, Platinum, and Diamond. Silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, one free beginner class every month, and some other perks. Gold members get all the previous perks, plus access to download the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos, plus access to my code vault where I keep tons of different functions that I use the code that I build in most of the videos. You'll also get higher priority if you do submit any tech help questions. Now, answers are never guaranteed, but you do go higher in the list for me to read them. And if I like your question, you got a good chance of it being answered. You'll also get one free expert level class each month after you've finished the beginner series. Platinum members get all the previous perks plus even higher priority for tech help questions. You get access to all of my full beginner level courses for every subject. And I cover lots of different subjects like Word, Excel, VBA, ASP, lots of different stuff, not just Access. These are the full-length courses found on my website. You get all the beginner ones. In addition, once you finish the expert classes, you get one free developer class per month. So lots of training. And finally, you can also become a Diamond sponsor. You'll have your name or your company name listed on a sponsors page that will be shown on each video as long as you're a sponsor. You'll get a shout out in the video and a link to your website or product in the text below the video and on my website. So that's it. Once again, my name is Richard Rost. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something today. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you again soon.